Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for May 27th. We're currently looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair did move higher. It closed higher, moving sideways, biased is sideways. We're currently looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 95.84, possibly as low as 93.73. Look for some resistance around 95.59 and look for some support around 94.50 in this particular pair. Now, switching over to the Euro-USD pair, this particular pair moved much lower during today's session. We are looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 141.23, possibly as low as 137.55. Look for some resistance around 4,000 and look for some support around 138.31 in this particular pair. This pair is moving sideways, biased is sideways. If it moves too much further down, well, the bias will be to the downside. I could definitely see this particular pair moving back to this high, basically where we had previous resistance, which would now become previous support. Now, switching over to the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair moved much higher today, did pull back prior to the close, is moving sideways for the most part, definitely has an upward bias though. We are looking for this pair to potentially move as high as 160.94, possibly as low as 156.39. Look for some resistance around 160.50 and look for some support around 159.19. Let's take a look at the US Swiss. This particular pair moved higher today. It did close higher, and we are looking. It's moving sideways for the most part, with a bias sideways, but it did close higher. We are looking for this pair to move potentially as high as 110.13, potentially as low as 107.33. Look for some resistance around 109.24, and look for some support around 108.38. Now, the Eurozone had the German CPI released during this last session. It was much worse than expected, which is at negative 0.1% from 0.8%, which is why we saw the euro pull back against the dollar today. We do have the U.S. durable goods orders for April being released tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. The consensus is that things have improved from negative 0.8% to 0.5%. As far as what I'm looking at during this next session, we have a couple of trades. One in the New Zealand US dollar pair. This particular pair formed an inside bar during this last session, and as you can see, we have a potential for a breakout to the downside. If it does break to the downside, you could definitely look for it to hit this previous support here, which turned into resistance here, and now it could turn into support again. So we could look for a move from this point down. That would be a rather large move, several hundred pips, and you could definitely place your stop loss around a little bit higher than this area right here. So that's definitely a trade to keep an eye on. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.